welcome to today's talk in the Self-Love and Self-Care Summit. Our self-love expert today is Lei Wang. She's here sharing how to create exciting and fulfilling life, work, and relationships. Lei is a coach, a speaker, an author, an adventurer, traveling the world to ascend new summits and empower individuals and organizations to dream big, to take leaps of faith, and to tap into the power of excitement, to realize their potential and reach the heights of success. Lei, welcome.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here. Before we dive into it, I want to ask you one question. I'm asking everybody this question because the centerpiece of why we created this summit. Why do you believe that self-love is so challenging for women?
Well, may I challenge you first? I don't believe that especially only for women. I think it's universal for both men and women. However, women are more willing to take the steps to recognize that and take steps to fix it. Or I wouldn't say to fix, try to find the solutions to improve. Women are more proactive in taking actions in like self-growth, in personal growth. So that sounds like more women issue, but I think it's universal.
Yeah. Do you think that as women are embarking on this journey that it might rub off on men?
Definitely. Actually, a lot of men are suffering silently because they know they need that, but it's very hard for them to admit that because their peers are now doing that. So that's they demonstrating a different way. When they look, they're being really arrogant, aggressive, overconfident. Actually, they were just covering up. Women just show it in a different way.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective. I like that. But you're right. I mean, it's not just women. It's a lot of people just in general. Now you have a very amazing story. I'm not going to tell it for you because it's a really wonderful journey. Can you tell us a little bit about it? I want to hear it right from you.
Okay, so let me start at the very beginning. I grew up in Beijing, and my parents are just engineers, normal Chinese family. So as you probably know, for most Chinese kids, all we did when we were young was just study. So all I was dreaming at that time was to become a writer, a scientist, a doctor, but never anything beyond what you can see, what the jobs available out there. So I never imagined how my life took just a dramatic turn when one day I just, for some reason, I moved to Boston, which is for people like, why? Boston is so cold. And I grew up in Beijing. I actually feared of cold. However, just for unknown reason, I moved to Boston. And then the first winter, on one of the coldest night, there's a movie came to Boston. And at that time, when I have been living in Boston for 3 months, and I was living in Back Bay. If you don't know the geography of Boston, Back Bay is very close. It's a part of the center of the city and only 1 block away, or actually, they're 3 blocks away from the Charles River. That's a famous Charles River. Everyone want to talk about, want to see, go run around. I lived 3 blocks away from that. For 3 months, I dare not to go there because it's too cold. However, on that coldest night that winter, when this movie came to Boston, I had no idea why I have to go to see it. And I have to walk 2.5 miles in the coldest night to go across the Charles River to go to see that movie. And every time, like when I step out into the wind, in the snow, I wrap myself with layers. I keep on talking to myself like, am I crazy? Should I turn back? It's so cold. But then I look back, oh, I have came this far. Maybe I should keep on going. I had no idea it's that far. Otherwise, I wouldn't even go, right? I just said, oh, probably I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So I kept on walking, went to the theater, watched that movie. And that movie changed my life. The name of that movie is Touching the Void. Have you ever heard of that one?
Oh, I know this one, but maybe people watching don't.
Yeah, just in case for some people who have never heard of this movie, it's a documentary about the two British mountaineers who were climbing first ascent on a mountain in Peru. One of the partners fell and broke his leg, and the other partner thought he was dead and left him behind. So for 3 days and 3 nights, this guy with a broken leg on a mountain all by herself in the crevasse, he just crawled, hopped, rode, whatever way. He got out of the mountain alive. No sleep, no drink, no eating for 3 days and 3 nights, all by himself with a broken leg. So that story really shocked me because I didn't know a human can be this strong. I'm like, if I was there, I probably would be dead. But the next thought, like, really? Are you going to accept that if you happen to be in a situation like that? So I felt I want to change my life. I didn't want to be the same way. Don't want to. At that time, I just graduated from Wharton with MBA. I was working in investment management. I had a great job, great career track, living in the beautiful Boston downtown. I had a great lifestyle, but I just felt something missing. So that movie shook me to the core, and I didn't really know what, but I felt I want to do something. I want to make some change to my life. So from there, I started to read about mountaineering. I started to research what does it really take to climb a mountain. And for some reason, I was just really unrealistic in some way. I like, I would not even just think about any mountain. I would think about Everest, the highest one in the world. So I went to the library, borrowed the books, the videos, watched the whole weekend. And I concluded, I think a normal person like me, normal person, who doesn't even go to the gym, who stay in the office all the time, who doesn't even work out, thinking, oh, I think a normal person can climb Everest. That was my conclusion. So I just started from there. And if you know my background, I was educated in computer science and finance and marketing. So actually I was quite a nerd. So as a nerd, the first step I did was I made an Excel spreadsheet. I said, all right, I know how to do this because I know how to manage projects, do things at work. So I just use a spreadsheet. All right, this is my plan, training plan. This is the year, and this is a mountain. This is lesson I'm going to take. This is where I'm going to train. So I just made a plan on the Excel spreadsheet and called it my dream. And that's how I started.
So when did you embark?
So that was the spring of 2004. I made that spreadsheet and I started immediately the next weekend. I just signed up classes. All right, number one, I need to learn how to hike, how to climb, how to get on the highway to find my trailhead. I didn't know anything, so I just started taking lessons. I just search online, who can teach me, where I can take a lesson on this, on that. So just started the whole journey.
Yeah, and how long until you climbed?
So that took me 6 years until 2010. I climbed Everest to finish my whole journey, because at the beginning I was thinking about Everest, then, but how do you just go from your apartment in Boston to Everest? You have to go step by step. So I just figured, okay, my training plan is I have to climb something smaller. Then I found that there is something called the 7 Summits, which is the highest mountain on each of the 7 continents, starting some mountains lower. When I say lower, it's 6,000 meters. That's almost 20,000 feet. But that's the almost like the lowest one among the 7 summits. So okay, start from there. So I built a plan of training for 7 summits. And also then, by the way, why not go to the South Pole and the North Pole? That's not really interesting too, just add some more training in. So I made my 6-year plan of training for that. And at that time, I didn't even know there's a name for it. So in the end, I figured out it's called Explorers Grand Slam. And before I finished in 2010, actually there was only about a dozen people in the world finished. But at that time, I didn't know. I was like, it'd be nice to try this, to train for that. So that's just how I started.
That's amazing. Oh, I just went to the North Pole and the South Pole. You say this with such ease and such confidence. And I think there's a lot of people watching who have these dreams, these visions, these ambitious goals that, yeah, it'd be nice, but I'm too afraid to try. So how did you not let your fear get in the way?
Well, I think that's the whole essence about when you focus on some dream that is impossible, that energizes you, but don't focus your effort on the end point of saying, oh, that's too far. You focus on what you can do. So for me, I made a plan, which is really realistic sounds, because on spreadsheet, everything totally doable. On your spreadsheet, you can say, yeah, next year I'm going to go here and next year I'm going there. That's very easy. And then I just, okay, then before that, before I go to first mountain, oh, I need to go hike in New Hampshire. I need to figure out the trailhead at which exit. And oh, I need to get some trail map. Oh, I need to get some hiking boots. So I just went backward and then figure out what's the next step so I can go there. Oh, I don't know how to go. So I need to search which club have some people going. I can go with other people who know. So I just step by step, focusing on the little steps. So starting from very local, very small hills near Boston, New Hampshire, start hiking. Then gradually I can graduate into next level. Oh, I think I can learn how to be alone, how to be in bad weather, how to be like someone who being a rescuer. So I learned a lot of skills, techniques along the way. It just keep on building up. And so for most people, when you're thinking about the big goals, keep that in your mind, like that's your energy, that's a fuel for your energy. It's like, oh yeah, I can brag up to people, hey, you know what I'm doing? I'm training for Everest, but I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm too far away. No way I'm just like, I can say that making me energized, but I'm looking at, oh yeah, this time I hiked 1 extra mile than last time I did. Oh, this time I went to a new trail I had never been to. Oh, this time I was able to handle a situation that was scary, but I handled really well. So focus on each time, focus on your little progress. That makes you check in, oh yeah, I'm moving ahead, I'm getting closer, but it doesn't matter how far away from the big goal, but you are getting closer. And then before you even realize, you're there.
So it sounds like you're focusing on the practical, I know this one next step that I need to take, and I know this one next step that I need to do, as opposed to focusing on what could go wrong. What am I forgetting? What am I not? It's just practically one next step, one foot in front of the other. And it's almost like it doesn't leave room for the whole, yeah, but everything could go wrong voice to come up into your head, because you're focused on the practicalities.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't let yourself hang on like, oh my God, how far away? Wow, what else I need to do? Oh, what could happen? Just to think about, okay, I just need to do one thing today. Move forward. What can I do? Even I cannot live that way. Can I just go to the gym for 5 minutes? I can't really handle this kind of hard training. Can I just go run for 5 minutes? If I don't like it, it's okay. I can come back home. Then tomorrow, maybe I'll go out for 10 minutes. Just take one tiny step, move forward a little bit. Just ask yourself, what can I do? No matter how small, just do that step. That's it. No more requirement. But then normally you're going to find out is once you take that tiny step, you say, oh, actually, I can do a little bit more. For example, right now, I'm doing a very simple challenge to myself. It's the plank. Plank.
Right.
After you're doing it for a while, it can be really boring and really hard. You think about, oh my God, how many minutes? 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes? You're going to think that's really boring and hard to imagine. Just say, all right, start from easy, 1 minute or 2 minutes. Then every week, I'm going to increase by 15 seconds. So at the fun, when the 15 seconds come up, oh, I think I can hold on for another 15 seconds. Then next after a few more months, you just hit the number you thought was too much. You can't handle that.
Yeah, and I mean, I love that this whole climbing a mountain, climbing multiple mountains across the globe idea is very grandiose, and it's an amazing aspiration. And I know that there are people watching who are thinking, yeah, but I don't want to climb a mountain. I just want to get my house clean, which is a disaster. Or I want to, I'm glad you brought up the mentioning the gym, because as you're speaking, I had a very similar experience and similar journey, only instead of climbing Mount Everest, it was going to a boxing gym. And I had a really strong social anxiety that kept me from doing those things because I was so afraid of, what are people going to think of me? Do I look fat in what I'm wearing? Are people going to, not talk to me and have these clicks, and I'm going to be outside of it? Am I going to be embarrassed and trip and fall in front of people? Which I actually did several times. But just to go there was a big, scary thing to me. And what I ended up doing was exactly what you described. Like, all I have to do is put my gym clothes in my bag and put that in my car. That's easy. And then on my way home, I just have to pull into the gym. Like, that's easy. I can always leave and go home. As long as I got there, I got one step closer. Okay, now that I'm here, all I have to do is walk in and sign in. Now all I have to do is get dressed. It's an extreme example of somebody dealing with, just anxiety and going to the gym. Like, I wanted to learn how to box though. And I had to get to the gym, and that means I had to interact with other people. But if I thought when I was sitting on my couch about going to the gym, I was overwhelmed with everything that was involved, and thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna be too embarrassed to need to leave, or I'd get overwhelmed. But when I did exactly what you said, which is, what's the one next thing to do? The one next thing to do. Or when the house is a disaster, it's like, I know where this one sock goes. And then you're one sock closer to a cleaner house.
Yeah, actually, you remind me what I forgot to mention at the beginning when I made that spreadsheet of my daydream to Everest. And I was telling myself, I know you're shooting for the moon, but when you shoot for the moon, if you miss it, you're going to land on a star. So at least I believe this will get me to the gym. Because that time I didn't even do the workout or those kind of things yet. I was like, at least this is going to make me go to the gym. And at least this will make me healthier, fit. So that's how I just said. I wasn't really counting on going to Everest at that time. Just like, okay, you will be fit, you'll be healthy if you just aim for that.
Yeah, and I think it's these fears that hold us back from going forward and trying these things and bringing excitement in our life. And I know that's something that you talk about a lot, is excitement, this idea of excitement and bringing that into your life. So
a lot of time people probably think, I don't really have big dreams. I don't have to become a millionaire. I don't have to become an entrepreneur. I don't have to write a book. I don't have to climb a mountain. I just want to play a simple life, right? So thinking, oh, maybe it doesn't matter. I just live my life every day the same way. But tell you, that's not true. So I can share you the story that on my way to the South Pole, people think about, all my trips, adventure, this thing is so exciting, thinking I'm going for the big excitement. And the South Pole sounds very romantic, right? And it's in Antarctica, it's really, really cold, minus 40 degrees, and you're hauling a giant sled, 100-pound sled for all your belonging, your food, your camping equipment. It's heavy, and the whole journey is uphill. And you may have issue with your team, with the leadership, with all kinds of exhaustion. You never feel like you're strong enough, you're rested enough, you eat enough, slept enough. You feel really horrible all the time. But you know what? People never imagine what was the worst, or what was the biggest challenge on that trip. It was not the exhaustion, the extreme cold, the teamwork, the leadership problem, all the kind of thing. So I know for most people, you're probably hard to imagine. So let me put it this way. Imagine yourself living inside a white ping pong ball. Everything is white. There's no trees, no rocks. And even no stars, no moons, no sunrise, no sunset. 24 hours a day, look, 360 degrees, exactly the same view. And you're walking uphill, pulling a giant sled step by step, but there's nothing in front of you to look at. No matter how hard you walk, you don't feel any progress. You walk day after day, hour after hour, cold, exhausted, but you feel like you achieved nothing. You moved nowhere. You know what that feeling is like? you're extremely, extremely bored. And that's just like, we talk about like a 9-to-5 job or daily life, you think the mundane life is boring. But wait, if you go to South Pole with me, you're going to see what the real boredom is like. Every minute, every hour passed by so slowly. And turned out in the end, at that time, before the trip, I didn't know. It's only during the trip I learned the hardest challenge on such kind of exciting trip is boredom. And that turned out to be one of the most common reasons those fit, strong, capable explorers give up, because your mind cannot handle it. So I learned on that trip, excitement is not just something we should have or need to have or something, it's we must have. Because like think about the job, people quit the job, a lot of time because they're bored. The relationship doesn't work out because they're bored, not because of conflict. Conflict can even hold people longer. But when you get bored, the customers want to look for the next company, the teammates want to go work with a different company, your partners may want to have a different relationship. Boredom kills relationship, kills business faster than any other stress. So that's why excitement matters to everyday life. That's why last year you're sitting at home, life is perfect, right? You're not in the element, you're safe, you're not commuting, but people are bored. You need excitement in every day. Excitement gives you the energy to enjoy life, to be happy with your family life, with your relationships, happy with every day, make you appreciate every little thing in your life, and give you energy to pursue your hobbies, your interests, your job, your adventures. So excitement is the key to life, to business, for everyone.
I love that. And anybody who's watching and thinking, okay, but how? Like, what do I do to find that excitement? You were telling me about the 10 tiny steps that you have. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so actually right now I'm doing this challenge with a group of friends. For every day, we just, one thing we do is exercise, the other thing is we discover or create little excitement in our life. So I created this little guide called 10 Tiny Steps to make your everyday more exciting. And it's available on my website, journeywithlay.com/free gift. And I believe we'll have the show notes going to tell you the link. So I'll just show you some ideas in there, like simple thing like exercise or make your home beautiful or send a gift to someone or call up a friend to say something nice, just cheer up someone's life. That gives you excitement. Or take care of yourself, give you excitement. Make your life more enjoyable. Make your life more enjoyable for other people. So everything we do for ourselves, for other people, will bring excitement into our life. So like we said, when we pursue big goals, we focus on small steps. When we say excitement, doesn't mean you have to go to the cliff diving or go to climb a mountain. You start from everyday life. Just look how you can brighten up the day for yourself, for your family, for your neighbor, for your friends, for a stranger. So we take a tiny step every day to make your life more exciting.
Oh, that's amazing. And like she said, that link is going to be right below this video so that you can download that, check that out, learn more about Lei and her story. Lei, I've got one last question for you. And for the woman watching who's afraid to try, who's afraid to move forward because she believes she's going to fail or she believes she doesn't have what it takes, what's your best piece of advice to leave with her?
Well, everyone probably have that kind of sense when we try something big. We think, oh, what if, or I don't have this or that. But what if you turn around to think, if I was able to do that, who I will be next year? So if I went to the gym, how strong I'm going to be? If I went out to run today, how much fitter, how much faster I'm going to be in a year? Just think about it. It's like every time when I go out to run, I think, oh, haven't been running for a while. I'm so slow, so heavy. I'm not in good shape. But I keep on telling myself, if I keep on running, I'll be faster tomorrow. That's guaranteed. I'll be better tomorrow. So just think about, take that tiny step, you'll be better than where you are right now.
Oh my God, such amazing words to live by. You've been so great. I loved having you here. What an amazing story. Thank you for coming and sharing that with us, Lei.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed sharing all this with your audience, and I would love to stay in touch.
Yep. So you can connect with Lei with any of those links down below and check out her 10 tiny steps on her website. So thank you, Lei, and everybody. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.